Welcome back to Movie Summary. Today we are diving deep into the very special film called Fun House. The movie starts with a billionaire sitting in his palace, in his office, as he watches a woman in front of him destroying another woman. She doesn't want to finish her, but the billionaire called Neil tells her she has no other choice. The scene is hard to watch as that woman takes the dead woman's heart out with a knife and put it on a tray. She then put the tray at the feet and she bows to him. The woman is disgusted, starts crying, and at the billionaire's order, she receives a briefcase full of cash and she gets removed from the room. Neil, the billionaire, then pulls out his phone and searches a list of famous people who are no longer famous. Then Casper, one of those on the list, wakes up in a blue room and he doesn't recognize it. A welcome envelope is next to him, and as he grabs it, a voice welcomes him to the fun house. To understand how Casper gets here, we are shown a flashback of Casper being offered a new reality show. He refuses, but is pushed to say yes with the motivation as this will make him famous and rich. We are back to the present. Casper goes to the room which is referred as the common area. He sees other people in the same position as him and they tell him they have no idea what's going on as well. The TV turns on, telling them that it is about to start and they will be live to the entire world who will be watching. The candidates are introduced one by one, all ex-famous individuals now chasing the fame. A panda appears on screen telling them that every 3 days the viewers will choose who lives until someone wins. If there is a tie, then a game will decide who lives. He also adds that cameras are hidden all over the house. Nevin says he's claustrophobic, but the panda reminds him the rules were there on the contract. The panda leaves and all candidates starts having fun together, getting to know each other. Ula and Headstone start dating. All the candidates speak to viewers live in the confessional. The show is going viral. Casper becomes close to Lani. 3 days later, the time has finally come to hear the votes. Ula is on top with Lani and Nevin at the bottom. Because they have a tie, the two at the bottom will face a game that is revealed to be a pinata party. Both goes to the game. Xena is not happy with Ula because she chose to remove the blur option on her body when she was naked, which she thinks got her on top. The game begins and candidates can look through the glass. A pinata is lowered and her eyes are covered, but when her eyes get covered, the pinata removed and Nevin appears attached. Candidates are horrified, panic. She starts beating Nevin to death as the world and the candidates watches in horror. Lani removes glasses and sees the dead body of Nevin and she collapses. We are then shown that the panda is Neil, the billionaire, and tells them as panda only one of them will leave the fun house alive. If anyone tries to escape, they will be killed. Outside, people believe this is all staged and cannot even believe they just witnessed a murder. The candidates are in panic. One of them decides to escape. Casper reminds him what Panda said, but he doesn't care. He sees the outside, breaks the glass, and gets out. As soon as he's out, the sky outside actually ends up being a hologram. The Panda workers arrive, shoot him in the leg, and take him. The candidates are forced to watch as they put acid on him. The news outside now believe that this may be real. Others still think it may be fake. The panda then tells them to learn from what happened as they see the body. Now, when the candidate goes to the confessional, now they do not happily ask for votes. Now they beg for them to stay alive. On TV, Dolla, the ex-wife of the one executed, is sad and asks to stop the game. Casper, on his end, shares his story of how he met Dolla, fell in love with her, and married her. The panda appears again, showing the newest vote. Ula and Xena are now the last one. Ula is mad that she had to be on the same level as Xena. They both start arguing when Panda workers come in with guns and take them away. Once in the game room, Panda announces that once the light turns off, they both will fight until one is killed. The other candidates are watching, and once the light turns off, they can see the game through night vision but not the two fighters. Xena screams, and at this moment Ula feels her position and finishes her. After the game, Ula starts showing and playing with her body as she understood it will get her more votes to stay alive. The billionaire loves it and loves it even more that the media FBI cannot find them as they are under protection through many torrents. A crash is then being heard. Casper wakes up in the middle of the night, goes to the living room and sees Headstone unconscious on the floor. He tries to help him, but he's definitely passed. Ulla calls Casper, who is nice enough to carry her to her room. Once in the room, she asks him to make love to her. It may get them more votes. Casper refuses, but then Headstone appears in the room, sees them together, and gets violent. Lani arrives to stop Headstone from strangling Casper. The next day arrives and Panda shows the new vote. Ulla is now the last. Panda tells her that viewers got bored of her nudity quickly. Ulla breaks down, telling to everyone how people her entire life treated her as an object. Panda tells her it is too late to be real now. She is now in the game room where she needs to match a pair of her Instagram photos. She runs out of time and now has to spin a wheel to decide of how it will end. The black parts represent a hard death, while the white one a quick one. If she lands on the golden part, her game passes to the next lowest vote candidate and she will be safe. She spins it and landed the black part. She bites one of the soldiers who tries to get her but get knocked out. When she wakes up, she's tied up and spread apart violently. The next day, candidate receives gifts, pictures of their loved ones. They start crying. They might never see them again. Casper gets a picture of Darla. The new votes come in. Casper is number one while Headstone is last. Before sending to the game, Panda shows him the video of Ulla and Casper, showing him that Ulla is the one who wanted Casper, but Casper said no. Headstone apologizes to Casper. The game of Headstone arrives and 4 opponents are shown while the audience has to choose which one will face him. After a toast with the others, he heads to the game room. We then are shown a flashback when he says his daughter is all that matters to him. Back to the game. They have to fight, and at everyone's surprises, he wins against the chosen one. Everyone is happy, but not yet, because the billionaire decides that he chooses the game and releases all the other 3 fighters and says he has to beat them all at once. Headstone realizes it's the end and is being destroyed. Casper is now alone in the room thinking. The panda asks him, what does he have in his mind? Casper wonders who is the psycho who enjoys making this game and watch other people die. He responds saying that these are failures brought to fame without talent. He tells him he cleanses the world. Lani arrives and Panda disappears. Lani is happy she met Casper and vice versa. They both end up making love. Kat also shows her body to camera. The new votes reveals Casper on top and Kat at the bottom. While she is forced to play a chess game against the billionaire, the FBI is able to track the location of the house. She is defeated and is forced to spin the wheel of fate. She lands on the golden one and she can pass the game to the next lowest vote. The soldiers go to get Lani, but Casper holds her. He begs to take her place. The billionaire says yes. As Casper is taken to the game, the FBI is approaching the house. At his surprise, the game is Casper against Lani in a pistol challenge, as the billionaire says that he decides the rules. He tells them to walk 10 steps, turn around and shoot. Forced, they both step forward. As they both point at each other, the FBI finds a secret entrance, and when they open it, they find the heads of the previous candidates with a bomb next to them. They have been trapped and leave. Casper and Lani look at each other, nod at each other, then take their pistols to themselves, committing suicide. The billionaire is shocked but announces Kat as the winner. Kat is then shown in the woods coming out on the road and is declared safe. The FBI question her on the billionaire in the house, but she has no answer. While playing the piano at his house, the billionaire turns around and sees Kat standing. They both start kissing. She tells him that next time she will not let him win the chess game, showing us that the game has been rigged from the very beginning. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. Do not forget to subscribe.